So a very big part of what you guys are doing this weekend was when the 4 women were pepper sprayed, and that was on video. You guys were immediately putting that out to the world.
I mean, that was definitely part of it. We definitely did a very good job. 2 of our journalists were actually arrested as they were streaming live into and that went straight to the internet, and it was immediate. But the most important thing actually what this group was doing is they were communicating what this whole thing, what was happening is actually about. Because there were a lot of misconceptions, and besides the fact that there was a total news blackout about what was going on, I mean, you could say it was accidental or not. From our perspective, it was not accidental. But they were reporting about the process that was going on. And there was a general misconception, or at least an accusation, that there were no demands. You guys got together, you had no demands. And what was actually happening here was that there was a process. And the process consisted of trying to get everyone's voice heard. Our idea was to create a public space where people can have a debate about the future. And that was not reported anyway. And this group actually did a pretty good job of getting the word out.
So I'm here now. What is this about? What do you want? I mean, I've got several million people that were going to look at this. You're more than just protesters. People say, you know, well, they're causing trouble in the streets, but it's about more than that. What is it about?
Well, first of all, the only people who were causing trouble in the streets were the police. Second of all, what we're about is about a different future.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying people see the pictures of the police and then they don't know the full story. So I'm asking you, what's the full story here about the exchange of ideas, about the General Assembly going on? What's the purpose of what's happening right now?
Well, for a lot of people who come here, they're amazed. Because for the first time in their memory, there's actually an open civil debate full of mutual respect about our future. And now is the very right time to talk about our future because it looks worse and worse every single day.
And what do you hope to accomplish? What's the goal of the whole gathering, the whole staking out for 2 weeks? It looks like a lot of people aren't planning to leave anytime soon. What's the main goal? What would you want to accomplish?
We want to bring everyone to the table so we can actually decide what steps we should actually take the problems facing us right now.
And the message is to Wall Street, obviously, because you're protesting those guys and marching them. But you're also trying to get your message to politicians in Washington and elsewhere.
Well, the message started with Wall Street, but it's evolving. On October 6th, Washington is getting occupied. The occupation is going on in Chicago. There's occupations going on in Wisconsin. It's spreading like a virus. What you guys saw happening in Egypt is coming to America, and America is going to be 10 times bigger. You can't stop it. And the message is, we want a future.
So, in your mind, this is our Arab Spring, if you will. What's happening here and going to happen in Washington and elsewhere is like the Arab awakening in the Middle East, what we've seen in Greece and maybe some European cities?
Yes, it's a rising up against hierarchy.
Non-violent.
And it's non-violent.